Today's dessert is using up these bananas, and no, it's not banana muffins and it's not banana bread. It's going to be banana cream pie. I haven't made that in so long, and the boys are going to be woo ecstatic.
Okay, now I'm gonna try this pie, and we're gonna see how it tastes.
So we're gonna start by making our pie crust. We have to bake it first before filling it with the banana cream filling. So I have some dough here that I pulled out of my freezer. It's been in there for, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks. And I'll just roll this out. We'll put it in our pie plate. I don't even have any of my glass pie plates because I've taken them places with dessert and then didn't bring them back. So we'll just use this aluminum pie plate. If you're fancy, maybe you've got pie weights to keep the crust down. I don't have that. We're just gonna bake it as it is. Usually it'll puff up a bit, but that's okay. Well, it's okay for me. So you want to take a fork and prick the bottom. And like I said, I don't have any pie weights. It's normal. It's going to puff up a little bit, but we'll make do. We'll still fill it and it'll still taste good. So I'm going to put this into my oven to bake. Okay guys, I cleaned up all the scraps from the first one and I put it together, rolled it again, and I'm going to put it in this little dish so we can make a second little one. Just keep in mind, whenever you roll your dough out more, it gets tougher and tougher each time you roll it. So I'll expect this one to be a little bit tougher. Another time I will show you how to make pie crust. It's something that I've done since I was young, that my mom showed me how. It's not perfect, but my boys don't look for perfection, they just look for deliciousness. All right guys, while our crust is baking, we are going to make the filling on top of the stove. So we need milk, sugar, cornstarch, eggs, vanilla, and 2 tablespoons of butter, or maybe that's a bit more. And I have my 2 bananas that we need to use up. So let's get to it. I'll show you how to do it. First, over a medium heat, you want to heat up your milk. So I'm going to pour this in and we'll let it heat up, and you want to keep an eye on it because you don't want your milk to boil over because that will be a big mess. So you want to heat it until it's just hot. So while this is heating, I'll take you over to the counter. All right, so into my bowl, I'm going to crack the 4 eggs. And I am not a one-hand cracker kind of person. I suppose if I practiced more, I might get it. But Now see, I got shell in it, and they use 2 hands. 4 eggs. All right. Then we're going to whisk that. Just washing my hand. We are going to whisk this up and then add our sugar in. Now, traditional custard only uses egg yolks. However, I just double, or I half whatever yolks they say, and just use the whole eggs because, I mean, I'm not whipping up egg whites that often, and I don't want it to get wasted, so if you use the whole egg, that's fine. If you want to separate, use just the yolks, that's good too. I'm not a big meringue person. I don't particularly like meringue a lot, so I don't often whisk up egg whites. So 3/4 of a cup of sugar. And then we're gonna add our cornstarch. So for the cornstarch, I'm gonna add 1/3 of a cup. So we want to whisk this in so there's no lumps. So the milk is still heating, so we'll just slice up our bananas while we're waiting. Yeah, it's pretty brown. So we're not going to cook the banana. Once the custard is hot and thick, we are going to take it off the heat and we'll stir in the sliced banana. Or actually we can just lay it on the bottom of the pie crust and pour the filling over the top. And because the filling is warm, the flavor of the banana will go all throughout the filling, and it's really, really tasty. And then you have the banana bites when you eat the pie. Oh, I can't wait. And I have whipped cream. We're gonna whip some real cream to put on the top. It's gonna be good. All right, guys, I have you over at the stove. The milk is still heating. I just checked on it, it's fine. And I'm going to check on the pie crust. The oven just rang, and I would say maybe it could use a little bit more time, but see, like I said, it kind of like puffed up in the middle and the sides shrank down, but it's okay. We'll just fill it anyway. So my milk is heated up now. So this is an important step that you don't want to skip. Because we have our eggs in here, we don't want to mix it very quickly and risk cooking our eggs, because then you'll have scrambled eggs in your custard. So what you're gonna do, just take 1/4 of a cup of the milk and slowly drizzle it in so you can do what's called temper your eggs, so that the temperature will slowly come up and it will warm up uniformly instead of part of the eggs cooking, and then it would make your pie funny. So we'll just put in a bit like that until it's warmed up a bit. And then I'm gonna add the whole thing into the pot of milk. So I think that's pretty good now. what we're going to do is take this and then slowly add it into our pot here. I'm just gonna slowly add it in. There we go. And now we're going to let this come to a boil. Now it's also important to keep stirring because you don't want it to start to thicken in one area over the heat and then become lumpy. So make sure you continue to stir until it comes to a boil, and then it should start to thicken, and then we'll remove it from the heat. Okay guys, look how nice and thick this is becoming now. I've been stirring it and it's gotten nice and thick, so I'm going to remove it from the heat. Let's see. I'm going to put in the butter, plop, so it melts. And I'm going to add my vanilla. Oh man, okay. Wow. Let's stir this in. This is gonna be good. I'm gonna put a plastic on it, let it cool a little bit. You have to cover it with plastic wrap because your custard will develop what's called a skin. And before I put it in the pie, I'll just put the plastic on it, let it cool a little bit because my pie crust has to cool also. I can smell it. It smells so good. Okay, now we're gonna whip the whipping cream to put on the top of the cream pie. So here, it's not full. I think I had maybe a cup, maybe a little bit more. So I'm going to just whip this up. I don't usually add sugar to my whipped cream, but you can add a tablespoon or two of powdered sugar if you like.
So we'll just whip this up. Make sure you don't whip it too much to make it into butter. Also, keep your fingers away from the beaters and don't lick them when it's plugged in.
So here it is, all ready. So I'll put this in the fridge until I'm ready to put it on. So I'm ready to fill the pie crust here. I just wanted to show you how this just flakes off nicely. Looks really good. Even though this was the one that, you know, I rolled out the second time, I said it would be tougher, but it's flaky. Okay, so first we're gonna put bananas in the bottom. And I do have some left over that somebody can enjoy just to eat like that. So now with these, I'm going to let them cool in the fridge, and then we'll add the whipped cream. I thought I'd be a little bit fancy, and I'll put my whipped cream into my piping tool and pipe the whipped cream on the top.
This is delicious. So good. The crust is like
Of course,
yummy.
it's homemade.
The crust is so good.
Thank you everyone for watching today's video. If you enjoy these types of videos, please like and subscribe so you don't miss what's happening in Mary's kitchen. And may God bless you with his love, joy, peace, and good health. Bye.